Just put him on his ball. Mike Green just made himself a lot of money. If you're not familiar, Mike Green is an edge player for the Marshall Herd. Yes, that Marshall Herd, formerly led by Charles Huff, the man with the Tudor's Biscuits.
We've got a Tudor's Biscuit NIL, all you can eat.
Who took that Marshall team and took them to new heights and then transferred the whole entire team and took them with him to Southern Miss. Now, that's a whole nother video for a different story, and I have that video on my channel. Today, we're talking about this edge player who's played under Charles Huff, who's entering the draft and has had a lot of different knocks against him, right? He seems to be undersized. He seemed to not be able to do it. But that hit you saw at the beginning of the video, that seems to shut every single NFL scout up. And all I've seen is every single angle of this hit. So today, we're going to get to the bottom of Mr. Mike Green. We're going to watch some of the film from the Reese's Senior Bowl. Of course, they're out there slinging it, winging it, binging it, dinging it. And I love me some defensive line play, as well as see a little bit more about him. He was actually one of the guys that was up on the podium after Marshall won their Sun Belt championship, talking with Charles Huff and giving his interview and talking about the importance of the team. So this is a complete story about Charles Huff and mostly about Mike Green making this money. So if you're enjoying these football content, college football, everything else in between, the draft is here, off season is here, trying to find different ways, shapes and forms to make some content. Let me know what you want to see. Leave a like on the video if you like it, dislike if you don't like it, and subscribe if you want to see more content. And as you've seen in the background, this boy's been getting absolutely busy. So let's just start at the top. Let's start with the hit heard around the world, because I want you to understand, like I said, Mike Green, he was coming in at 6'4", 6'3". Some people were saying around 250-ish. By all intents and purposes, playing on the edge, that's a little undersized to about right at the size, right? It's nothing remarkable, but I personally wouldn't call it undersized, especially if you have enough speed and stuff. But playing in a smaller school, you play at Marshall, right? And you're not a big freak of nature. There's going to be a lot of dings against you, even though this gentleman led all of FBS in sacks. And we're going to get to the categories here later, and watch him do this to a projected first round offensive tackle. Just put him on his butt. See, and this is the reason why I love this so much, is because I love fat bodies. Don't clip that out of context. I love when big boy belly boys get busy. I love it. Defensive line, offensive line, one-on-ones. Oh yeah. Give me another angle. Yo, y'all got hey, like Perk, I got multiple angles. Call me Kirk come on, dog. Y'all want the close-up look from the other side? Y'all want to see this offensive tackle soul leave his body? Why not?
Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh my goodness gracious.
He said, oh my goodness gracious. That boy, that's how you know that boy made some money. That's how you know he made some money. Oh my goodness gracious. Whoever was filming it was not expecting that. That changed his life. And that is speed, baby. That's explosiveness, baby. And that's power, baby. People talking about he's undersized. People worried about, can he defend the run? Hey, man, I don't know if there's any more doubters at this point. You get forklift. You forklift one of the top offensive tackles in the draft. Hey, man, that'll get you a few ducks, a few greenbacks. I think he just secured himself as a first-round draft prospect with that one little play. And it wasn't just that play. Let's get deeper into it, because believe it or not, Mike Green has been bullying offensive linemen this entire Senior Bowl situation here. So here we go. Going right to, obviously, this is another, there's so many angles of it. You probably saw more of the angles. Here are all of the one-on-ones, as well as some of his stats. Again, Mike Green ranks first in FBS when it comes to sacks. Both FBS and FCS. I apologize. He was third in quarterback hits, and he was tied 10th in pressures across it all. Let's watch him get some work here, right? And this is, I think, without the big hit. This is yesterday. Boom, nice little chop to ghost rush there. We have a nice. Oh, okay, he tries to move his ball. It works inside. A lot more faking out with some head fakes there. He loves to go speed to power. He loves to go speed to power. Obviously, that Minnesota gentleman is a little big. I love the swipe. I love the hands. The big thing here, right, is the hands are active. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is just a head. This is simply just I'm trying to get him upfield, and then he opened up so wide. You see how I'm gonna let y'all into the head of a pass rusher. As me, an almost D3 pass rusher, because you know me, I'm gonna know everything there is. I've played literally 0 reps of college football, but I'm about to tell you what he's doing, right? What he does is this tackle, obviously dealing with a faster guy, which you'll see is tackles often. I mean, look at where he jumps from, right? I mean, he's already got pretty wide splits, right? So his foot's right here. His first kick, his kick slide came right here. So instead of maybe waiting and coming out on this island and getting, maybe just wide, he don't only get wide, he gets wide and deep, right? So he's wide and deep, pause, wide and deep, right? So by the time he gets to him, and if you don't know, if you ever play defensive line, you play half a man. By the time he gets there, even with his speed, he can see, oh, he's already going back. You see that he's lined up on man. Okay, well, I need to go play to my half a man. You're all the way back here. Look how big this space is, right? And then he goes and he attacks it, good arms, and he slices right through. Oftentimes, inside moves you can't really do on one-on-ones, but in this particular case, I mean, he overset so much here. And then you see, I mean, and this is a good example of not oversetting, right? He goes straight back instead of going too back and too wide. He's here, and look how patient. You see that? You see how many times he put his foot in the dirt? It wasn't just a one thing. He's 1-2, 1-2, and now he's meeting him right here, right? Even when he tried to make his decision, he couldn't do it. So again, he's trying to play that half, but all he has to do is go straight into him. And a bad offensive tackle technique, though, you don't want to catch him. So that's good on him for bringing the impact. But this dude's a hoss now. And I mean, he did drive the offensive tackle back. I know that might not be a 1 rep from the defensive side. That's what you want to see from an undersized guy who you're worried about power. Oh, okay, so he tries to open him up. He seems to be a little more, what's it called? I mean, you can even see, like, just where the alignment is. He's just so much more patient, right? He waits to get there, but as soon as he does it, he brings it to him, right? You see he's leaning forward. He's got a good anchor, good base there. So he recovers, but that is by all means, that's a pressure right there. That's affecting the pocket, and that's absolutely great reps as well. So we have more good reps as well from Mike the Man Green. And after that, like I said, we're going to hear about the man, the myth, the legend. Now, like I talked about and alluded to, people were saying a lot of things about his ability to defend the run, where here he is setting the edge. And let's check him out here. Here is number 6 or number 15. Okay, he's got a big body here. And look at him just extend and look and play this hole. And again, this is really good work from this is NC State. NC guard who's not really moving his feet. I think he's just trying to fan out. Obviously, they're running on the backside, so he's just trying to fan. So this isn't like the biggest thing. He didn't really even move the guy, right? He says right here. But he brings the pop, though. He is bringing that pop. He's bringing that extension, and he's definitely here to make that play. So if you're worried about somebody not being able to make a play, I don't think that's going to be much of a worry from the way that he's playing the game of foosball right now. Absolutely jumping off the boards right now when it comes to different prospects. So who is this guy? Well, from the stats side of things, from the career side, 21.5 sacks, 25 tackles for loss. By the way, he's a redshirt sophomore. We're gonna get deeper into that. So he only played 2 years of his full season, of his full eligibility. 21.5 sacks, 25 tackles for loss, 4 forced fumbles, 33. And that's 33 games and 70 tackles. What is that? 3 seasons? It said that sounds like more like 3 seasons. I might have misspoke, but still, in 2024, 17 sacks. Oh my God, 17 sacks, 18 tackles, 3 forced fumbles. 3-4. This dude was going crazy. Why am I just now hearing about him? I've done videos about Marshall. If y'all watch the channel, we've done videos about Marshall and the whole uprising. Not uprising. That's crazy. Uprising. But again, what they've got cooking. I can't believe I haven't heard of this dude who's leading FBS when it comes to sacks and top 3 when it comes to tackles for loss. This is absolutely intense and absolutely crazy. So. Again, finishing off, hearing a little bit about Mr. Mike Green, highly recruited in that, I would say, techie, southeast area. You got the Kentucky, Marshall's out there in Ohio, Virginia, northeast-ish areola, right? Kentucky as well. He had some looks from Kentucky, signed to Virginia. Oh, I'm sorry, he did have a full year in Virginia. So that's where I messed up. So he does have a full year in Virginia, enrolls in Virginia in 2021. Then he transfers in 2022 to Marshall. Now, it's very funny, and this is the reason why it's so important. That's why it all comes full circle, right? Because in 2022, Marshall had the number one recruiting class, or I think they have the number one recruiting class in the Sun Belt. Obviously, they're going to talk about it when we read this. And as well, one of the best recruiting classes they've had. Number one recruiting class in Marshall history. I was about to say one of the best recruiting class in Marshall history, and that involved Mr. 1-5, Michael Green. And of course, we're gonna have a little post game after they win the Sun Belt Conference with them talking too. But here is my main man, Mr. Charles Huff, the king of the Tudor's Biscuits, kind of talking about what it meant to have that level of a transfer class.
It's kind of like the celebration of ending one chapter and opening the book to the next chapter, the 2023s. Really to see these young men kind of take that next step in their career is always exciting. To see the moms and the dads kind of realize, like, wow, the transition is happening, is always good. So, and obviously we got a lot of really good young men that we think are going to have a really good career here at Marshall. So we're excited.
And obviously, this is your first year having your own class be the class of 2022. So how confident are you in this class?
Well, we think our process works. We'll know in 4 years. But no, we trust our process, right? We went through our boxes. We checked our boxes. We did our research. We built the relationships. The process works. We trust it. The question is always, how long does it take to develop, right? It's not a matter of did you get the right kid or did you not get the right kid. It's what's the maturation and what's the development process. And it's our job to speed that up as quickly as possible, in the classroom, in the community, on the field. And if we can do that across the entire class, we think we have a good class.
I say this every single time. We've only made like 2 or 3 videos about Marshall. Every time I hear Charles Huff talk, I'm like, no wonder the entire Marshall team went and followed him to Southern Miss, because I mean, the way the dude talks, I mean, he's had NFL experience, he's had Alabama experience, he's had some top tier experience, now multiple head coaching experience. This is a dude that is going to be coming straight at Power 4 and Power 5 schools. So if y'all are a middling school in an SEC school looking for a new guy, I mean, he's got ties in with Saban, right? So he's got ties in with Mississippi State. He's got former SEC ties. So this is going to be a guy that's going to be on the rise. And he alluded to the 4 years, and obviously we're here, 2-3 years now, and he's in a new place. But that's after they just won the Sun Belt. So I think everything can be a success. I would think that Mike Green's time at Marshall is a success. So shout out to him. Shout out to him making so much money after demolishing and absolutely eating and killing these boys. I was going to read this or watch this one. Again, it's just a press conference. So they're just kind of talking about the game. I don't think it's going to be much context. If y'all want to watch more about that, or if y'all interested in more Senior Bowl stuff, I got a lot more videos, man. I got Jalen Milroe going crazy. We got a lot more big bodies. If you like these types of videos, let me know. If you don't, leave a dislike, man. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you enjoy college football content coverage. How do you feel about Mike Green? Give me a projected round. And does your team need a beast on the edge? Then call